Hi friends, welcome back to my video. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, then welcome, welcome all. First off, I want to say Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. So I want to point out something, guys. So I made this video, and before anything like this happened to me, before I could explore into the depths of what I wanted, I knew that I needed to find out this information about Mr. X before I did anything. So the first thing I did was watch a video from Markiplier. Markiplier. He is on like YouTube, and I wanted to see what his encounter would be like with Mr. X because I was really just ashamed as like a Resident Evil fan to not know who he was. For some reason, he wasn't ringing a bell, and it's like, who is this Mr. X? I have to see who he is. He's obviously a mystery. From looking at him, you automatically know he's a threat. He's not there to do any good. So I just had to check him out for myself. And all the other videos I've watched besides Mark Powler, all those videos, they were kind of like running. One of them was like me and Leon playing hide and seek with Mr. X or whatever, and it showed like Leon in that library. And I'm going to tell you guys about my shift there, my shift to Resident Evil. Originally, I wanted to go to Resident Evil 4 because I had some unfinished business. I wanted to shift back there and, like I said, complete the mission that I read in my first video I did Resident Evil. I did try scripting in that one and it didn't work out. Instead, I ended up being infected. But you guys already know that because you've seen the video. I wanted to go back to Resident Evil 4, but Mr. X just was in my mind. And I was thinking he's obviously some type of mutated person, I think, that maybe I don't know, I guess he's infected with the G virus. And it kind of like fascinates me the fact that how these viruses are connected to each other in all the series. So as a fan, I felt like I really should know who this guy is because I'm a hardcore Resident Evil fan. We have played all the games. I've played all the old original ones. I haven't played any of the remake ones that came out. So I know they changed a lot of things in these games. I was willing to explore and see what they were. Before I talk about my shift there, I want to address my other shifts in the future, my future shifts, my plans for when I go to Toshinori's house, and all of those things. I kind of want to throw them into this video so that in my next video I can tell you about my travel to Toshinori. So, and the reason I thought of this is because someone mentioned in the comments, I think in one of my earlier videos when I was stalking Toshinori, they said, "Why do you have to do that? Stop being creepy or something. Why don't you just stop it?" And by the way, shout outs to you, whoever that was. They said I should stop doing that because it's creepy and they should and it's wrong. And I put and I responded back and I put for some reason Toshinori is the only place I can shift to where everything is exactly like it's supposed to be. All the other places I've tried shifting to, besides the place I was force pulled to, um, I usually go there and it never turns out the way that I want it to. Only Toshinori, and I think the reason why is because I'm so madly in love with him, and um, and that's why. This is going to be a long video because I have like to explain a bunch of things. My shift is not really that long to Resident Evil. I did go to Resident Evil 2, so I'm going to explain to you guys that. I'm going to explain that, and I'm going to explain a few other things that happened to me along the line. And I think I want to start from the beginning. You guys will know a little bit more about me, um, and I hope you don't. Everyone's free to your own opinion. That's fine with me. Um, I'm not gonna say like this person shouldn't think that because it's wrong. Because you should have the ability or the freedom to come up with your own decisions, think however you want. And I don't feel like, I mean, I might feel like it's a big deal, but at the same time, I'm really grateful to hear any type of opinions, good or bad, because you know what? there's still a lot to learn. You still have a lot to learn and grow. And for those shifters out there who can shift, who can actually shift, because I found out this wasn't a normal thing years ago. I told my maid family first, a few people in there, none of them experienced anything like what I was telling them. I didn't know how to, I didn't actually know how to shift where I wanted. I shifted places I didn't want to go to. And actually, since we're talking about this now, I'm going to push back my shift to Mr. X, and I'm going to tell you guys about this first because it's really, really important. Um, One of the first things I want to say is that I have something that I wanted to show you guys. I can't find it anywhere, but I'll tell you how I got it and why it came to be. I shifted to I shifted to this place, and it was basically there was a gate, and it was in front of like this castle, and I wanted to go inside. And I remember being there before and not being able to go inside. But suddenly, there's a key in my pocket. I'm able to get in. And so I go inside, and I noticed there's a coworker there, someone I work with in this reality is there, kind of just like sitting on the sidelines, like on the ground or something, wherever she was. And I walk in, and the moment I step inside, I know this place is not, I know this is a bad place wherever I am. So I grab the person's hand next to me. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you guys what happened there per se, but it did not end well. This was a very dangerous place, and I knew it when I walked in. Okay. So I went to work the next morning. Everything was fine. And the coworker that I never ever talked to, the one I never ever, because we weren't really friends before this happened, she walks up to me and she tells me, she puts something in my hand, and she goes, this stone is for you. Hold on to it. It'll help you keep your state of mind wherever you go. And it'll also help you to find friends. She puts it in my hand and she closes my hand. And I'm like, okay. And then she goes, what did she say? She told me something like, um, first she described to me the place where she saw me. She said a castle in the sky and a gate. But there was a key. I mean, she goes, after you went out through the back, it was completely different. I saw the clips and I saw you. I forgot about I didn't forget about my shift there. It just wasn't on my mind after that. I kind of brushed it off as one of those things that's okay. If I do come back here, I know it was in there in that place that I know the object I needed to find, but I didn't find it. Okay. And I also haven't looked at the stone she gave me yet. I look at her and I go, I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about. And she's like, so I think I went there too. And then we started talking and we got more into it. And then I realized she was actually there with me too. I don't know how she got out because nobody made it out. Um, this was like a bad place. And when I looked at the stone she gave me, it had the alchemy symbols on it. And in the front, it had like a treble clef. And she said, she does like alchemy magic or whatever. Yes, I said the word magic. She does like alchemy and stuff like that. And I wanted to show you guys the stone. It was made out of something special. It wasn't made out of, she made it herself and gave it to me. We became friends after. I mean, we don't talk as much because I don't work in the same workplace, but we do keep in contact and we talk like once in a while. I have been able to use this stone to make me keep my consciousness when I go places. It's all about having it near. I can't find it now. Maybe it fell out of because I keep it like in my pillowcase or whatever. I used to like hold it in my hand, but then I stopped doing that because I don't know. I know this is like a powerful stone, and not really sure that I should be holding that while I'm sleeping. Like, what if I can't shift out or something because I have it? At least having it under me, it gives me that, whatever those. Anyway, guys, you're probably so confused. I'm always confusing you guys. I'm so sorry. So, anyway, I did need the stone. I know that when I shifted Mr. X, because Mr. X is obviously someone that is like mutated. Almost reminds me of like the Resident Evil 4 regenerators. It's basically human DNA mixed with the La Plagas virus. But at the same time, I feel like the T virus, in the same way, mutated him completely different because he still somewhat looked like a human, but just inhuman. But I just wanted to know like what his deal was. I needed to see. So after watching Markiplier play Resident Evil 2, I saw how he was attacked. I knew this guy would go running toward him just because he's that kind of gamer. The game is always going to be even less scary and more funny whenever he's playing. So I watched him play it, and this is obviously a character that can't really die. I guess keeps coming back because I think he has the ability to regenerate, and that's what brought me back to thinking of Resident Evil 4, where I originally wanted to go to Resident Evil 4. That was my plan all along, but I changed them because I just couldn't get Mr. X off my mind, and I wonder if I can actually reverse engineer a cure for his DNA. Did you know that you can repair cells in the body? You can repair damaged cells, like damaged DNA, and there's actually 5 ways to do it. Yeah, I'm learning about this stuff, guys, because I'm going to be starting school soon to be a lab scientist. It's going to be so much fun. I'm really interested in it, and I feel like I'm going to do really well in this anyway. I want to work for like a biotech company or something like that. And it's not to do anything ill or any. It's not to build like weapons or nothing like that. I'm not crazy. It's so that I'm able to identify like a strain or something harmful and I can try to counteract it. So I'm already doing my research. I don't start school until fall. So wish me luck, guys. I wanted to share that too. Anyway, so I took a hold of this stone and I knew I needed to have it close if I planned on shifting to Mr. X. My shift did not turn out as long as I wanted. I wanted to get like a really long look at this guy, and I wanted to kind of see like if he had an actual expression, like if he actually is able to make human expressions, since he's so called. To me, he looked very human in the videos I was watching. So seeing him in person would give me a better look at him. I just need to see that. I talked to my guide. I did all of that for a whole hour. I bathed and stuff, and you know, and I sat down, and I expelled my energy, released my energy into the room to where I wanted to go. When I tell you it only lasted a second, guys, it lasted a actual second, like 1 second. I shifted there. I was in the library. Um, so in Resident Evil 2, there's this library room where you gotta move like the bookshelves so you can walk on them at the top. That way you're able to get to the other side. So basically, I shifted like in between, like the bookshelves. I heard Mr. X coming, and I was able to peek through. Um, I was able to peek through the books, and I saw him like approaching. The fear that I actually felt upon seeing him was just like it felt like that place, that bad place. I just knew like this is really dangerous, and um, so I got to look at his face, and I could see like his veins and his heavy steps. I feel like that's also part of the mutation. I think that his feet are just really heavy. His legs are probably just really heavy because of the mutation did something. Like if he wasn't wearing the boots, I wish I could have seen like what his feet looked like. I mean, I wonder if I could even probably see like little parasites coursing through him or was in the T virus. Anyway, when he got closer, he started kind of like running a little bit, like moving faster. And my guide had to intervene. He shifted me out of there so fast. He like that guy almost got to me. He almost got to me. Like Mr. X almost got me. If my guide hadn't have been there, guys, I probably would have gotten like had like brain damage because he like knocks the shit out of you. Oh, let me see. No, sorry. He knocks the heck out of you. Um, he like knocks you down so hard. Like I don't see how. I don't see how, like, his teeth wasn't knocked out. Like, when Mr. X hits you, you basically, like, you go down to the ground, but you know it's a hard hit because you can hear it. Yes, but when I say my guide had to intervene and, like, get it he also had to get in front of me to protect me from this guy too. I shifted back here and I was, like, shaking. I was, like, shaking. I had, like, the blanket over me, and, I was trying not to, like I was trying to think, like, "Oh, this that was just the place I shifted to. Oh, I'm just not gonna shift there again." That was so scary. Man, that was freaking scary. Oh my god. Like, I don't think I'm ever, 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 ever gonna try to shift there again to see him, like, ever. Like, that was a mistake. And the thing is, I wasn't trying to be anyone when I shifted there. I just decided to shift there. Oh, I shifted there. I didn't merge into anything. I came just like I was. I didn't merge. I didn't do anything, you know? I just, that wasn't smart. Like, that was dumb of me. That's probably the dumbest thing I did. Hey, I'm a dumb head. I'm dumb head. Um, anyway, so that was the end of that shift. All right, so that's the end of talking about Resident Evil 2. Like I said, I'm never gonna shift there again. It's just too dangerous for me. Like, I don't feel like I know enough about it to be safe if I go there. Also, I think Toshinori would kill me if he knew I shifted somewhere so dangerous. I plan on going there tonight because it's Valentine's Day. I'm really excited. It's almost like when you know how you guys get into a fight with like your boyfriend or your husband or something. If anyone's married on here watching, you know how there's that tension at first that you guys deal with that tension at first when you're in the room with each other after you guys had a big fight, and then after you guys work it out, you come back and everything's okay, and and you know it's gonna be okay, and you can talk to them and everything's fine, and it's like, oh, that already passed. Kind of like that. Like that's what it's gonna be like. Because this what it's always like when I do something wrong before my punishment. It's always like tension, and then after everything's fine, everything's better. So I think I just need to be better. Like I think I just need to behave myself. Behave myself. I mean, I'm not gonna behave myself all the time. I'm gonna misbehave just because I think that's just in my nature. Sometimes I do things without thinking, and then later I go back and I go, I shouldn't have did that. Like I did. I mean, I was just too proud and too excited of myself. I was just too proud of myself from that date and what I did, and I really wasn't thinking about anyone else. I was being really selfish there. I only wanted what I wanted. So anyway, about Resident Evil 2, I want to see if I can. Honestly, guys, I'm going to be truthful with you guys. I really actually wanted to try and get a sample of Mr. X's blood. I wanted to get a sample and see if I can try and reverse engineer like something for him, like his DNA, to see what I wonder what he actually would look like. But honestly, I didn't think I would be able to get that close to him. I wanted to observe first. I'm not gonna go back there again. I'm just not. Like, it's not worth me going back. And oh, and those of you, someone asked if you can die during the shift. Yeah, I feel like I could. I mean, really, that kind of you just know when you go somewhere. You just know when you shift there. Is this place good or bad? You just automatically. It's gonna happen automatically. Let's see. If you guys have any more shifting questions for me, please put them in the video below. Let's check the time. Oh, okay. So another thing I wanted to bring up too, shifting for me, I've never really had control over it. I've never been able to just years ago, it wasn't until I started really learning about it that I was able to actually understand and control it. I feel like things with Mr. X could have ended up so much worse. Like it just could have. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I shifted to where I was, and I'm glad I decided not to shift like in the middle of the room where you could just get to me faster. That would have ended so bad. Anyway, I know you guys are probably curious about a lot of things that I talked about in the video. I know you guys have a lot of questions just in general about me, and you know, there was that horrible place, and then my friend who helped me. Well, I'm telling you guys, before that, I hadn't talked to her. Before she had, before she contacted me, before she walked up to me and handed me that stone. At work, it was just hi and bye. She never like tried to reach out. But I guess something told her she needed to reach out. I'm actually glad that I had that stone with me. Now I can't find it. I think it just fell like under the bed or something. I'm gonna tear my room apart probably looking for it. That's the only thing. Like if I travel somewhere like that, I don't need it for when I go to like Toshinori's house or something. I got that place like down packed. I almost don't even use everything I use. Like I don't. You guys might hear noise in the background. Insanely loud laughter. I always say that. You might, so if you do, just ignore it. Also, the wind is loud again. I'm sorry, you're probably gonna hear that in the video too. I wanted to wish everybody happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for watching the video. Um, I want to talk about this more, I really do, but I just don't know. I don't know where to start. It's just so much. Um, anyway, guys, don't be afraid to comment. Don't be afraid to write your opinions, good or bad. Um, don't forget to give the video a like and don't forget to hit the notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.